So Lee, it's been an emotional evening with Newcastle United promoted back to the Premier League. Feeling tired?
I think emotionally drained is the best word. I think even if you'd given me 10 hours to sleep last night, I don't think I'd have slept through most of it. It was quite a strange night, to be honest. From starting off in the press room, we got there early and we were watching the Forest Cardiff game, and hoping Michael Chopra would do us a favour. In the end, that wasn't needed. It was a really dull sort of stalemate, and it never looked like getting started. And, as it was sort of chuntering through to the 90-minute mark, that was it. That was the way Newcastle United got promoted. It wasn't spectacular, but like Newcastle United's season almost, it was unspectacular, and here we are. That's how we got the Premier League, and then we were in danger of playing a football match against Sheffield United, and it was a game where they went through the motions.
48,000 in the ground, and you could really feel the atmosphere throughout the city as everyone streamed up to go and watch the game. It was not a brilliant performance, but there was a good result at the end of it.
Yeah, I suppose that's what it's all about in this division, especially. Churning out results, I think, has been one of the most overused terms that Chris Hughton's used this season. And to be fair, we've had plenty of games to come out with it, some of this cliched stuff, but that's what it was all about. They went a goal behind. I think it was a little bit flat the way they started. There was a lot of changes to the team that beat Peterborough, and it was a game that they had to get back in, and they've just seemed to be getting this really good knack of getting back into games just before half time, which seems to drain the belief out of the opposition. And I knew that Chris Morgan and Andy Carroll were going to be having a big battle, and that's how it turned out. And Morgan's got himself involved. He got warned by the ref to keep his hands down, and it was definitely a penalty. And Lovenkrands, you wouldn't want anyone better to tuck the penalty away. That got back in it, and then second half, I suppose Sheffield United again can count themselves really unlucky, but Newcastle just kept pushing, kept posing the questions, kept running at them, and who else but Kevin Nolan to pop up and get yet another big goal.
And a spectacular strike as well, really showed his quality.
Yeah, I mean, this season he's been fantastic. He's really looked like the player that we all admired at Bolton, who was knocking on the door for England. And this season's been a really big season for him. He'll be the first one to admit it's a championship level, but you can only beat what's put in front of you. And for any centre midfielder in any division to get 15 goals, I think is a massive achievement. And as you say, it was an acrobatic strike. I mean, it was, he sort of pirouetted in the air and just fired it past Simonson, who's obviously a local lad from South Shields, and he was just rooted to the spot, and there was no stopping that one. And after that, Amiobi could have put the icing on the cake. I think he's still celebrating now, to be honest, after that one. But it wasn't to be, and we were happy to take 2-1, and it certainly fitted into the script.
Chris Hughton's handled himself very, very well all season, and it was a very, very dignified response at the end with the way that he celebrated with the players.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Hughton, what can you say? He's been a miracle worker. I remember writing my match report after Crystal Palace way back in August, and we beat them 2-0 that day, and we looked really good. And the question I asked was, can they keep it up? Can they keep the spirit going? Can they keep churning out the results? And I said, I don't know if they can. But the way I finished it, I said, can they? I threw the question out there, and they've went out and they proved everybody wrong. I don't think many people outside of that dressing room thought Newcastle United were going to romp to the division in the way they have. But that's exactly what they've done, and they've done it. They haven't done it like in the entertaining style of old, but what they've done is they've scored goals, they've got tackles in, they've kept clean sheets, and that's the perfect recipe for promotion.